Mars looks familiar. It has mountains taller than anything on Earth, valleys that stretch for thousands of kilometers, frozen polar caps, and a day that lasts almost exactly like ours. From a distance, it feels like a world we almost recognize, so it's easy to imagine something extraordinary. Standing on its surface, under an open sky, breathing the air, not just visiting Mars, but living on it. But here's the truth. Mars is not a second Earth waiting to happen. It is a world that lost everything that once made it alive. And bringing it back may be one of the hardest things humanity has ever imagined. For decades, scientists and visionaries have asked a bold question. What if we could remake an entire planet? The idea is called terraforming, transforming a hostile world into one where humans can live without machines keeping them alive. Oceans flowing across the surface, clouds forming in the sky, and air you can breathe. From early conceptual ideas to modern ambitions for creating a second home for humans, Mars has always been seen as a prime candidate. Not because it's easy, but because it's the closest thing to Earth we have.
A civilization on Mars is self-sustaining. Again, to that critical point where if the resupply ships from Earth stop coming for any reason, Mars still succeeds. Mars can still grow. And so you can't be missing anything. But we want to try to get to that point and secure the future of civilization as quickly as possible.
But being close is not the same as being possible. On paper, terraforming Mars sounds almost simple. There are 3 steps. First, warm the planet. Mars is brutally cold, with average temperatures around -60 degrees Celsius. Second, thicken the atmosphere. Right now, it's less than 1% of Earth's. And third, add oxygen. Because even if you fix everything else, humans still wouldn't survive a single breath. It's one thing to imagine it on paper, and another to make it happen in reality. Every step is a huge challenge, requiring technology, time, and resources we don't yet have. Turning a distant dream into a living world is far more complicated than it seems. Over the years, scientists have proposed some remarkable ideas. Massive mirrors floating in space, redirecting sunlight to heat the surface, engineered dust particles designed to trap heat and trigger a greenhouse effect. Recent studies even suggest these particles could warm Mars significantly using materials already found on the planet itself. And if you warm Mars enough, something remarkable begins to happen. Frozen carbon dioxide trapped in the ice caps starts turning into gas. The atmosphere thickens. Heat increases further. A chain reaction. A frozen planet slowly beginning to wake up. For a moment, it starts to feel like we're close. But that hope depends on one critical assumption: that Mars has enough carbon dioxide to begin with. But it doesn't. Detailed studies have shown that even if you released every accessible source of carbon dioxide on the planet, the atmosphere would barely thicken. Not enough for stable liquid water, not enough for warmth, and nowhere near enough for humans. Most of Mars's atmosphere is already gone, lost to space billions of years ago. And without it, terraforming doesn't just become difficult, it becomes fundamentally limited. And even if we could rebuild that atmosphere, Mars has another problem. It has no magnetic field. On Earth, this invisible shield protects us from the solar wind, a constant stream of charged particles from the sun. Mars lost that protection long ago, and without it, the solar wind stripped its atmosphere away. That's why Mars is the way it is today. And it means any atmosphere we create won't last forever. Slowly, it would begin to disappear again. And then there's one final limitation: gravity. Mars has just 38% of Earth's gravity. No technology can change that. We don't yet know what living in low gravity does to the human body over generations. Bones weaken, muscles shrink. The body begins to change. So even if we terraform Mars, it may never feel like Earth. So maybe the future of Mars isn't about transforming the entire planet. Maybe it's about adapting ourselves instead.
What if we start smaller? Enclosed habitats, underground cities, self-sustaining environments built within the planet, not across it. Not a second Earth, but a second home. Step by step, generation by generation. So, can we actually terraform Mars? Not today, and not anytime soon. But that doesn't make the idea meaningless. Because every great journey in human history began the same way, with something that seemed impossible. Mars is not waiting to become Earth. It is a broken world, and understanding it may be just as important as changing it. And perhaps the future of humanity on Mars won't come from remaking the planet, but from learning how to live on a world that was never meant for us. Recently, Chinese rovers found traces of an ancient ocean on Mars. Could these insights shape the next chapter of our exploration? Find the answer in the next video. And if you find this video informative, give it a like and subscribe to the Cosmos Quest for more fascinating space explorations and discoveries. Until next time, keep looking up and stay curious.